Welcome here this morning. We're meeting at the BYU Library, and we're here to enlighten you on storytelling in ancient cultures.
A theme we found throughout our cultures is a water theme. In our cultures were
My culture was Sumerian,
Akkadian,
the Navajo,
and Roman Empire.
So the water thing comes into the Navajo culture in the creation story that they have, and what happened was the water god, he was the grandfather of the first man, and he helped make him. So water is an important part of the Navajo culture because that's sort of where they came from.
Yeah, and the same kind of idea is in the creation story in the Roman Republic, where Romulus and Remus were thrown into the water in a basket, and they were also discovered there.
and that's really similar to Arcadia, where the first king was rescued by a goddess and put into the water in a basket, and he was rescued by a gardener in another kingdom, and he eventually took over the kingdom.
So Samaria didn't really have a creation story, but a lot of the stories that I found that had to do with Samaritans had to do with water. For example, the woman at the well, Christ asked her for a drink of water, and then he offered her living water, which in a way is symbolic of rebirth or creation.
Yeah.
Sort of ties in.
Yeah, the start of life.
Yes.
Well, actually, I think Samaria sort of ties in because they were sort of Jews,
Yeah.
and Moses came. Moses was found in a river, which is a lot like your two
Mhm.
stories too. So, one circle.
Yeah.
One big circle. Yeah.
I find it interesting how we're not even on the same continent as the Navajo people, or the Arcadians weren't on the same continent as the Navajo people, but
Right.
they still had a water thing. Water is something essential for them, and every culture recognizes that and put it into their stories.
It's interesting how stories can tie cultures together. Like, not only do the themes work across continents, but like stories will sometimes help bring cultures together. Like, for example, general conflicts, right? All a lot of these things together for 2 days.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and you find that in the Arcadian culture. Arcadia took over a lot of other countries, and how they kept them together was by creating new stories about their gods and goddesses, and they'd have hymns, and they'd all have the same kind of religious system. They'd just bring other gods in with stories, and then that kept them all kind of united because they all had a common god or a common
Beginning.
beginning, common myth system.
I actually find that in the Roman Republic too, where they adopted a lot of the Greek gods.
Oh,
And-
they took over Greece.
Yeah, and they just renamed them even though the gods had the same theme, kind of. So like the god of water and the god of sun, etc.
Yeah, I guess I sort of found that recently in the some of the Navajo books I've been reading because they had a lot of early interactions with the Hopi, so they're a lot in a lot of their creations too. So I'm not sure where they come in exactly, but clearly they're very similar to each other.
And then kind of opposite of that, like the Samaritans and the Jews both had, well, as you know, they didn't get along. And one of the reasons behind that was that they believed in different scripture, and so since they had different stories, then their cultures clashed.
Interesting. Well, I think basically what we're getting at is that fundamentally everyone's a storyteller, and their stories are really a big important part of it.
Yeah, we like to, as mankind likes to explain things through stories.
Whether they're true or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like to. I just like the quote in class where he said, "The myth is to culture as dream is to myth."
Oh yeah.
Culture definitely gives everyone something to sort of like live for. It's sort of like patriotism, but for a group of people instead of just some land.
Yeah, I I think it's interesting that a lot of the cultures, like we've mentioned before, have such a lot of the same values, even though the stories are different. And just because the stories are different, like what you pointed out, they might not get along, even though they might. Yeah. 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 Just because the stories are different.
All right, that's all we have time for. Bye.
Bye.